Alright guys, we're the Funky Flamingos, and this is our presentation.
My name is Abigail Akey, and I provided the filming device, edited the videos, and I also wrote the lesson plan.
My name's Steven. I gathered information about the lesson plan and helped with the PowerPoint.
My name is Trey Bankhead. I gathered some information for the lesson plan and helped create the PowerPoint.
My name is Haley Bosarge. I kept minutes for the meetings, wrote the lesson plan, and found the YouTube.
Okay, this is the lesson plan that we wrote. Our subject content area is science and specifically the states of matter. A few of the objectives that this lesson will achieve is the students will assess 3 physical properties of objects such as hardness, color, and flexibility. And the students will summarize the 3 states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. These are a few essential questions that should be asked for the lesson, but we'll talk more about those later. This is a list of key vocabulary that should be incorporated into your lesson, such as solid, liquid, gas, and other things like analyzing and investigating. This is a list of the materials that you will need to complete this, which involves Play-Doh, plastic forks, plastic spoons, and other various objects used to manipulate the Play-Doh. This is the motivation, which is what you should use to get the students engaged and wanting to actually pay attention to this lesson. And our motivation has to do with a video that's called Matter Chatter. It's a YouTube video, so it's completely free for teachers to use, and it's easy to embed into a PowerPoint that you could teach with. This is the instructional procedures part of our lesson plan. It is very descriptive and very long, but it essentially makes up of, before the class, you just need to make sure that your students are at tables or in desks of 4, and you're going to explain to them that you're going to watch a video, get them excited to watch it, spark questions, and then you can pull it up on YouTube. It's about a 3-minute video, so make sure you have time for that. Then you're going to ask questions after the video to begin discussion. Ask things such as, what is a liquid, solid, and a gas, or what has color inside of the room, which specifically is about the properties. And then you're going to begin an overview of a previous lesson, which your previous lesson should have been about a solid, liquid, and a gas, but today's lesson will be about details about your properties. So in the end, these are some detailed examples of how you could describe a solid, liquid, or gas and the properties. And this is the end of the instructional procedure. So after you've taught the lesson and the children understand the properties, then you're going to explain to them that you're going to make a Play-Doh friend. So each student will receive half of a can of Play-Doh, and they will use that to create a friend, so per se, to exhibit the different properties. So they're going to focus on what color they have. They're going to focus on, is it hard or is it squishy, or even the next day after, like after you've let it dry, it's no longer squishy, it becomes hard, so that's how you're going to talk about that. And then the flexibility, you can take Play-Doh and you can bend it. It's not firm, it's just like a slinky, which you will see later. So in a way to make sure that the students are understanding this, you're going to do what's called a view and do chart, which will be explained a little later in the video. And that is how the students are going to deliver something after the lesson has been taught. And then once we finish, you are going to continue to walk around the classroom as the teacher and to just make sure that they still understand that they're doing well, and anyone who needs help, that you are there for them. Either the same day or the next day, you can give students a 5-question quiz, which is just something simple for them to answer questions based on the lesson that you've taught. And this is a list of supplemental activities that you could use for the lesson, but a lot of teachers have their own supplemental activities that they incorporate in their class, so this could be different or the same for any other teachers. And this is an example of the video in which you can watch now.
The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are 3 states: solid or liquid or gas. Solids stay put in a single place. When put in something else, they keep their own shape. Your chair is a solid, and so is a box. Your shirt is a solid, and so are your socks. A table is a solid, and so is your phone. A cookie's a solid, and so is a stone. Can you think of any more solids? stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. Liquids flow when they move around. They take the shape of their container now. Water is a liquid and so is apple juice. Milk is a liquid, it's good for you. Soda is a liquid and so is gasoline. Salad dressing is a liquid, you see. Can you think of any more liquids? The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. A gas expands to fill any space. Now a peculiar look may come to your face, because sometimes gases are invisible. Let me explain. You can't really see it, but you know it's there. All around you is a gas called air. The helium in a balloon is a gas, and so is the wind as it blows past. Smoke is a gas, and so is steam. You're blowing out gas when you use the AC. Can you think of any more gases? The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. You can classify matter in other ways, like by color or size or texture or shape. Like color: red, white, blue, orange, black, green, brown, yellow, pink, purple, gray. You see, like size: big, small, or medium, skinny or wide, thick or thin. Like texture: spiky or furry or smooth or bumpy or soft or rough or lumpy. Like shape: square, circle, rectangle, star, oval, or triangle. Trapezoids and hexagons, diamonds and octagons. The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas.
At this point, we're gonna tell the students, teach them about solid, liquids, and gases, the three states of matter. This is a solid state of matter characterized by particles arranged such that their shape and volume are relatively stable. And you have a visual aid on this side, with these little balls that says rigid, fixed shape, and fixed volume. Next would be liquid. The particles in a liquid are free flowing. While it has a definite volume, it does not have a definite shape. It's going to show you what liquid looks like. It's not rigid, not fixed to any shape, and it's got a fixed volume. And the third and final state of matter is gas. It's a state of matter consisting of particles that have neither a definite volume or defined shape. So you can see over here, there's no definite volume or defined shape, and it's not rigid at all.
Color, hardness, and flexibility. And we have a few pictures here to show examples. We also have a picture here. It's a picture of the color, which is the first property. It's a rainbow. It shows the different colors on the rainbow. We have rocks here for the second example of the picture, and this shows hardness, the second property. The third property is flexibility, and we have a slinky shown here to show you guys a picture of flexibility. Next, we would go over the instructions for the kids, and it would be to create your own Play-Doh friends showing the states of matter and their properties. And essentially what we would do is leave this up, so if any kid during the lesson had a question on what we were doing exactly, we can just say their instructions are on the board for further information. Now we would do the view and do chart, and basically what this is a chart that has spaces at the top for sentences to be written describing the states of matter and their properties specifically. At the bottom, there's a larger space for students to draw the Play-Doh friend they have created. This is the second thing they'd be doing. And here's an example of the view and do chart. They'd write 3 complete sentences on each, solid, liquid, and gas. And at the end, they'd use their crayons and draw a picture of their Play-Doh friend that they created.
So far we've gone over watching a video with a song about matter, reviewed the states of matter and learned their properties, discussed the vocabulary that we need to learn, get an example of each category. Now we go over view and do chart with class, then we go to view and do chart At this point, you would ask some essential questions. What are the physical properties of a specific object? What problem were they trying to solve? What did they learn about the different objects? Can you identify another object that has weight, is round, and doesn't break? Here you have additional technology to use with a smartboard to teach the class things. What a time to be alive.
This is an example of one of the games that we have for the students if they, finish their work a little bit early. It's just showing you exactly what, a solid looks like between a liquid. So, we're gonna raise our little chocolate bar. We're gonna put it into our little beaker here. See, chocolate at 22 degrees Celsius is solid, but we're gonna put some real heat to it. You know what? Now we got our chocolate bar at 34 degrees Celsius, and let's see if we can shake it up a little bit. Shakes it up, shows the kids exactly what it looks like. Let's cool it down. Let's test it one more again and see if it shakes up a little bit. Oh, look at that. It's not shaking at all. 22 degrees Celsius. Let's go to a quiz, see what they got. And then, you can go through, you can get a quiz. I can be got hold of. I don't change shape. When you move me, what am I? Let's see. Liquid, neither solid nor liquid, or solid. Let's go with solid. This is a resource you can use when you're teaching your students if you get stuck at some point, or it just is an easier way to, guide your students along. Just click on the sides and show you, what you have. You got solids, you have liquids. This one's a gas. But these are all water. Water. It goes to yes, and you're gonna be able to see which one's which, liquid, solid, gas, and it's gonna give you a little definition of each one.